My name? It's irrelevant. My form? Ever-changing. My essence? Pure malevolence. I am what you fear in the dark, what your nightmares dare not fully reveal. I am the skinwalker, and I revel in the torment of my prey. The night was my domain, the shadows my cloak. As I moved through the dense forest, my form shifted seamlessly. Tonight, I chose the guise of a wolf, sleek and silent, my eyes glowing with an unnatural light. The forest was alive with the sounds of nocturnal creatures, but they fell silent as I passed. They could sense the evil that lurked within me. My prey for the night was a young man named Ethan. He lived alone in a cabin at the edge of the forest, a place he sought for solitude and peace. How ironic that he chose a place so close to my lair. I had been watching him for days, learning his routines, his fears. Tonight, I would make my move. Ethan was sitting by the fire, a book in his hands. He was unaware of the eyes watching him from the darkness. I took a deep breath, savoring the scent of his fear that began to rise. Slowly, I approached the cabin, shifting my form to that of a ghostly apparition. My appearance was that of a shrouded figure, with hollow eyes and a mouth that seemed to whisper words of dread. I passed through the walls of his cabin effortlessly. Ethan looked up, his eyes widening in terror as he saw me. I could hear his heart pounding, see the sweat forming on his brow. He tried to speak, but no words came out. I moved closer, my form drifting like smoke. "Ethan," I whispered, my voice echoing as if from another realm. "I have come for you." He stumbled back, dropping the book, his face pale. I could see the horror in his eyes, the disbelief. It was intoxicating. For days, I tormented Ethan. I took the form of a raven, perching on his windowsill, tapping the glass with my beak. I appeared as a shadowy figure in his mirrors, always just behind him, just out of reach. His sanity began to fray, his sleep disturbed by nightmares of my making. He sought help, but in this remote area, there was no one to turn to. He tried to leave the cabin, but I made sure he couldn't. I took the form of a monstrous bear, blocking his path, growling menacingly. He retreated, his mind breaking under the constant fear. It was time. Ethan was a shell of his former self, broken and terrified. I stood before him, my form shifting once again. This time, I let him see glimpses of my true nature, a demon of unspeakable horror. My skin was a sickly, mottled green, my eyes burning with infernal fire. My mouth was filled with rows of jagged, blood-stained teeth. "Ethan," I hissed, my voice a guttural growl. "Do you understand now? There is no escape from me. I am your worst nightmare made flesh." He screamed, a sound of pure terror and despair. It echoed through the forest, a sound that would haunt any who heard it. I relished it, the taste of his fear sweet on my tongue. With a final, dreadful transformation, I revealed my true form in all its horrific glory. I was a grotesque demon, my body twisted and malformed, covered in scales and oozing sores. My wings, tattered and torn, spread wide as I loomed over him. Ethan's mind shattered completely. He fell to the ground, his eyes vacant, his mouth still open in a silent scream. He was mine, his soul consumed by the terror I had wrought. As the dawn broke, I vanished into the shadows, leaving behind the lifeless body of my prey. I would return, for there were always more victims, more souls to torment. The world was full of fear, and I was its harbinger. I am the skinwalker, and this is but one of my many tales of horror.